This week on Delicious Ambitious, we meet Britt Lintner. Britt balances a successful career in hedge funds with building a fashion design business. So, how does she do it?
I work for a large UK hedge fund in sales, whereby I cover the UK and US institutions, and I help the clients diversify their investment portfolios. So we have all different kinds of funds, whether they're sector funds, different strategies, credit, convertibles, event-driven, or they could be country funds, Japan, emerging markets, etc. And I love it.
And how did you get into that sort of field?
I've always been in banking. When I graduated from uni back in 21, I moved right to New York City because I wanted to be where the action was, because I love the electricity of the business. And started at Mitsubishi Trust and securities lending for a couple of years in fixed income. And then I moved to Lehman Brothers for 8 years, both in New York and London. That's what moved me here. Been here for almost 9 years now in institutional equity sales. And then I made the move to hedge funds over a year ago, whereby I received an opportunity that was too good to refuse.
And what are the best bits about sort of working in hedge funds in particular?
That's a good question. The people are brilliant. I mean, it's just an honor to be around such smart people. Like, I'm proud to work there. And you have access to information, to news, the day before it even hits the papers. And there's an intensity about it that I just feed on. It gives you a natural adrenaline rush that you can't really get anywhere else. And it pays the bills too, that doesn't hurt.
So in the middle of a busy and successful career, what prompted you to start a fashion design business?
Well, as any woman, I love clothes. And I always had wanted to start my own business my whole life, but I was always waiting for the right opportunity or the right idea. So being in a pure sales, you know, when I was at Lehman Brothers, I was always on a trading desk with hundreds of guys, and I never really cared what I wore. I always wore a pantsuit because I didn't have to go out to many meetings. But now being in a hedge fund, I'm in a pure sales role. I'm always out in front of clients. And more, I would think, I'd get up in the morning and have 6 meetings ahead of me, you know, lunches, this, that, and the other thing, and I'd think, ugh, I just wish I had something I could throw on that was instantly chic, cool, practical, comfortable, where I felt confident, that took me through my day to the night. And I didn't have anything. I was sick of wearing suits because I just felt so masculine and kind of drab when the day was done. You know, as women, we never have time to go home and change. Mm-hmm. So I was, one morning, literally, it was a light bulb moment. I was in front of my closet arguing with it, as we do, and I was throwing things everywhere, and I just thought, right, I'm just going to do this myself. So it's only dresses, because they're fast, because I hate getting ready. I got a blow dry for this. Otherwise, it's shower, ponytail, on with the dress, and out the door, and I don't want to think about what I have on. So, and it travels well, you know, it packs easy, so I always try to do fabrics or buy fabrics that don't wrinkle very easily. And then you don't have to pick out a shirt with a belt, with a top, you know, a jacket with a pair of pants. It's fast.
Once you had the idea, how did you know where to start?
That's a good question. Well, a good friend of mine gave me a good piece of advice. I had all these different balls in the air. And she's like, Britt, just make a dress. You know, I was talking about these, you know, 3-year long-term picture, you know, this, that, and the other thing. And so, literally, I just, you know, made a dress. Between Lehman Brothers and hedge funds, I quit Lehman in 2003 because I'd always wanted to do something creative. And I came from quite a traditional family whereby doing something artistic wasn't an honest way to make a living. So I had the undergraduate degree in economics and was pushed towards big business, which I don't regret because it gave me the savings to start a business, which you need. So I was like, if I don't do this now, I'm never going to do it. I don't want to wake up at 40 with like a ton of money in the bank and nothing to show for it. And everyone thought I was crazy. So I quit Lehman cold turkey in 2003, went and pursued a master's degree in art history, and also took a quick course in fashion on how to build a collection. Whilst this is going on, this hedge fund opportunity came up. So I took a punt, hoping I was going to get the job whilst I was interviewing. I was taking a punt that I was going to get it, so whilst I was interviewing, I went quickly, took this fashion course, set up the business, from accountants to pattern cutters to tailors to the whole kit and caboodle, and set it up. And I was so excited, I just knew it. I just knew I was onto something because, you know, I'm not trying to be fashion forward. I'm not trying, I actually want to be commercial. I want stuff that works.
that women will feel comfortable wearing day to day. Yeah.
And that are timeless and that don't wear out and that you can wear now and you can wear and that you can wear in 2 years from now.
Because a lot of fashion is not about that, is it? It's about these way out sort of things.
Trendy and being funky. And that's fun sometimes when you go out for a party, but not for every day.
No. What about, have you made sort of any mistakes along the way?
Sure. I make mistakes all the time. Hopefully I'll never stop making mistakes because that's how you learn.
Yeah.
I buy wrong colors and I buy fabrics. I don't have enough technical experience to know, because I don't have the training to know what fabrics work on which cut. So I'll buy something because I think it looks gorgeous, but it might not stretch right or it might not cut right. Mm-hmm. So I make mistakes in fabrics and mistakes in costs. Now a year and a half later, looking back in hindsight.
Yeah.
So I keep a notebook at my desk with all these litmus tests. Is the color too bright? Is the fabric too hot? Does it wrinkle too much? Does it pull at the bust? Does it show too much leg? All these things that I think about because I need my dress to work at the office in meetings, and then I need to take me to drinks and the dinner. It has to take me everywhere. So it's kind of it's a very fine line to walk. But anyway, and if it checks the majority of those boxes, I know I'm onto something. Especially, this is a big one, did the girls at work say anything? So if they go, ooh, where'd you get that? I think, okay, score. And clients, and that's another thing. It's been fun. This is going on a tangent, but it's fun to offer girls something different than your average broker dinner. So my female audience at work, we do fashion-y things now instead of going to the pub and drinking beers, which is fine too.
So what are the best bits for you about working in the fashion sort of field?
The creativity. It just makes you feel so good. I wish everybody, I keep telling everyone, they're like, I can't draw and I can't play an instrument. I'm like, yes, you can. Everyone has some element of creativity, but they haven't found it or they haven't even tried. And it just really gives you a lot of balance. There's nothing like creativity to put you in a kind of a zen space where you forget about the noise and
the bills
and time.
Yeah.
So it just gives me incredible balance.
I imagine fashion, like hedge funds, is very competitive. How have you managed to kind of break in and be noticed? Get your brand noticed?
Just by talking to people. I talk all the time. It's my boss's biggest complaint. He's like, you have to be quiet. Just by talking and getting people's opinions and just, I work with a few girls, and I used to work at Lehman Brothers. Lehman Brothers did a catwalk for me back last summer, which was really nice of them. Forever grateful. Just by word of mouth. And also, it's really nice not having a fashion background because I don't feel daunted by any of the rules, because there are a lot of rules and ways to go about things, but because I don't have any of those experiences from school, art school or anything like that, fashion school, I just kind of go straight through the middle.
Make it up as you go.
I make it up as I go along, and it's really nice not to have to play by the fashion rules, but just kind of by my own rules. Yeah, and not really being too concerned, being respectful to everyone, but not being intimidated.
Yeah, sure. What about, have there been any particular highlights for you?
Sure. Well, anytime anyone, on a very simple level, anytime anyone says I love that, I mean, that's the biggest highlight I need.
Yeah.
It makes you feel so good.
Instant feedback.
And seeing it on people.
Yeah.
Is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So rewarding. And in the last few weeks, we've had stores look at it, and they've been interested in it. It just gives you that validation, because whenever you do anything that's your own, of course you're gonna have doubts. Everybody has insecurities, and when you get that confirmation, that validation from people, you think, cool, maybe there is something in this. But every time you have that, it reminds me of like the show, the devil on this side and the angel on this one, and every time the devil goes, you can't do this, you got to literally say to yourself, shut up, go away. Yeah. I don't want to listen to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe listen to this guy over here.
So how do you manage to juggle both of these careers, I guess?
I have a great team that work in the house here. The studio's in the house, as you can see. The team, they're wonderful. I couldn't do it without them. So Monica runs the office, and Katie does all the pattern cutting, and Edith does all the tailoring, and they're absolutely brilliant. And then my friends and family have been so wonderfully supportive. They've all, consider it charity. Anything they can do, they're always like, what can I do? What can I do? So I'm just I feel really lucky.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Also, just to be organized, you have to be organized. I'm very type A. I've got list upon lists upon lists, so whenever I have nothing to do, there's always something to do. I just refer to the list. And then lastly, whenever there's a free moment to think, I like to be busy. It makes me feel good. I love being productive. So God forbid I have a free second without packing it full of something. So I'm always thinking on my feet, or in the car, or, you know, walking between meetings. You know, what am I going to be doing right now?
Yeah.
Or could be done right now. So that helps.
What does a typical day look like for you?
So what I'll do is I'll get up here and I'll do like an hour of work before I go to the office. Prepare for the day. Delegate. Go to the office. Put that cap on because I'm constantly having to switch back and forth between caps. Go to my office, do my meetings, engage in calls, emails, etc. with clients because I'm always trying to raise money for the fund. And then I come home and then I work some more till about 10 o'clock. We have a rule in the house. 10 o'clock, computer goes off. My husband sometimes comes in and he pulls the plug out of the wall, but it's important to say that it doesn't feel like work though. It's fun for me. So I don't feel like, oh, I got to go home and back and work. I walk in the door and I come straight in here and work on design things. I go straight in the office and do things there.
Yeah. Do you have a mentor or a quote that inspires you, or where do you get your inspiration from, I guess, is the question?
Well, I have lots and lots of mentors, so that's way too difficult to answer. And I have lots of quotes too. I love Proverbs so much that I keep a book of all my favorite ones. But yeah. I think my most favorite one is lead, follow, or get out of the way.
Yeah.